The BJP swept the 2014 general election, but right before the polls, the Prime Minister held just one roadshow and no rally in the constituency he hoped to conquer, Varanasi. But it seems to be vastly different this time, where in the last leg of campaigning for Uttar Pradesh, the Prime Minister has gone all out to woo the people of the ancient temple town, which he now represents in the Lok Sabha, prompting the opposition to ask, is his prestige at stake? Is there a sign of nervousness? Take a look.
The temple town of Varanasi, now an all-out political battleground. The stakes are high and no one is ready to miss a shot in the electoral battle for Uttar Pradesh. But there's one man going all out to woo voters, Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
उनकी रगों में यही विचार दौड़ता है कि कुछ का साथ, कुछ का विकास।
From political punches in multiple rallies to mega roadshows, his three-day blitz in Varanasi and his high-octane campaign much bigger than any other. And why not? After all, his reputation is at stake on the banks of the Ganga. The grandeur termed by his opponents as a sign of nervousness and desperation.
उससे बात नहीं बनी, फिर कल रोड शो हुआ, उससे बात नहीं बनी। आज सुना है मोदी जी पैदल जा रहे हैं और गाय को भी चारा खिला दिया उन्होंने। लोगों से मिल रहे हैं, शास्त्री जी के घर गए, अलग-अलग चीजें कर रहे हैं।
और वाराणसी में एक रोड शो के बाद दूसरा रोड शो कर रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी, और लग रहा है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी शो ही करते रहेंगे, विदेश जाना छोड़ देंगे अब।
I really feel sorry for the Congress SP, BSP, because I think they are in serious trouble in the areas going to polls these days. It's going to be a clear sweep for the BJP.
The question ringing in everyone's head, though, why is the temple town of Varanasi, which comprises only 5 assembly seats, so important to the BJP?
It is an existing Samajwadi Party stronghold, so it remains to be seen if the BJP can make a dent. Also, regarding the high population of the Kurmi community in this area, could have been an advantage for the BJP, but a divided Apna Dal hurts the chances for the BJP there. Challenge number 1 in Varanasi cantonment area, which is currently under the BJP, allegations of dynasty politics. The incumbent son has been fielded. Challenge number 2, strong Samajwadi Party and Congress combined candidate in that area as well. And finally on to Sevapuri with the second of the Samajwadi Party bastions in Varanasi. Not a lot of people expect things to be shaken there. However, the second challenge is there's a very strong ex-BJP rebel candidate there who could disrupt the BJP's chances.
BJP had been in the decline in Uttar Pradesh for more than a decade before it finally made a dramatic comeback in the 2014 general elections, winning a stunning 71 Lok Sabha seats in the state. And now the Prime Minister is pinning all his hopes on winning the prestige fight by repeating the 2014 clean sweep. Bureau Report, India Today.
Reputation at stake, overexposure, a sign of nervousness, or simply what any political leader ought to do when the stakes are so high, especially during an election. Joining us on the big face-off at 8 p.m. this evening, we've got Sanjay Jha of the Congress party. Remember, the Congress is in ties with the ruling Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. Also from the BJP this evening, we've got Sanju Verma. Welcome to you both. Sanjay Jha, I'd like to start with you. Why are you, your party and the Samajwadi Party saying that the blitzkrieg by Prime Minister Modi in his Lok Sabha constituency, Varanasi, a sign of nervousness, overexposure? Why are you saying that?
Well, firstly, Shiv, let me tell you, it's not just the Congress party. One of the very senior ministers in the government of Mr. Modi, by the name of Mr. Upendra Kushwaha, he himself has said that he was very stunned by Mr. Modi's extraordinary long, road show and the presence he's had in Varanasi. Shatrughan Sinha, a very senior BJP leader, has actually mocked Mr. Modi, saying clearly there's a sign of frustration and worry. And as far as we are concerned, Shiv, let me tell you, this is clearly the BJP has pressed the panic buttons.
Okay.
They are aware that they have been trailing in all the previous polls, in all the previous round of polling. And at this point of time, the Prime Minister spending so much of time in his own constituency, I think is a remarkable manifestation of the insecurities they are suffering from. And I think it will be very embarrassing for Mr. Modi, because as your package clearly showed, in Varanasi, I think the BJP is not just facing a very tough opposition.
Okay.
It is facing a virtual defeat in all the assembly constituencies. So I think Mr. Modi has got to actually worry about, a very severe embarrassment that might hit him on the 11th of March.
Sanju Verma, the many different words being used right now. Nervousness, insecurity, personal prestige, reputation at stake. This is not what we are saying in general, but what the Congress, what the Samajwadi Party is saying in general. Respond to that, Sanju Verma. Okay, sadly we've... yes.
Has this history of counting their chickens before they hatch. And I think the prime example of this is the local body polls in Maharashtra, where the Congress had to eat humble crow. And I remember Sanjay Jha coming on your channel. He was in a debate with me as well, on a couple of occasions. This false bravado, this has been their undoing. So, insecurity, nervousness, etc., it really does not bother us. And, let me talk numbers here, because numbers don't lie. The inferences can differ, but numbers speak for themselves. Even in 2012, when the Modi wave was not there and BJP was not a force to reckon with in UP, Samajwadi Party got 224 seats, the BSP 80. Even then, without Narendra Modi, the BJP had a 15% vote share and got 47 seats. And the Congress, despite all the brouhaha, got only 27 seats with a 11.6% vote share.
Okay.
And now, with the Modi wave actually turning into a tsunami and showing no signs of receding,
thanks for the history lesson,
the fact of the matter is, we will win. Whether it will be a 2/3 majority or a 3/4 majority, that is the only question that needs to be answered. And 11th March will give a stinging slap to the so-called alliance. In fact, I fail to fathom about this SP Congress alliance. Before getting into an alliance, they say, 27 saal UP barbad. It's like a general declaring war against the enemy and then going and making for, a strange bedfellow with the enemy
back
state.
on you, Sanjay, she's basically said,
so,
what Sanju Verma is saying, Sanjay, is that
he has to come and defend
this is not the Prime Minister's nervousness. He's totally confident about what's happening in Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. This is the Congress's insecurity. But I want to add a question to that, Sanjay.
I've lost your voice.
Yeah, Sanjay, if you can hear me, I just want to add a question to that. Okay, Sanjay is no longer with me. If Sanju Verma, I'd like to come back to you. The Prime Minister, the Congress is talking about the element of insecurity. They're also saying that this is the Prime Minister's personal prestige. The suggestion is that the Modi wave has been forgotten. After 2014, there have been many electoral reversals for the BJP in Bihar, in Delhi, in other places. There have been reversals, and that's why it is very, very important for the Prime Minister to deliver as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, and especially in those assembly segments in Varanasi. That's the suggestion being made, that this is definitely about a personal reputation of the Prime Minister. Sanju Verma.
Shiv, I'm glad you made this point. The fact of the matter is that every election seems to be a matter of life and death as far as Narendra Modi goes. He has to, go through baptism through fire, as they say, before every election. And Rahul Gandhi, the scion in waiting, the president in waiting of the Congress, has had so many electoral defeats. And the fact of the matter is that there's no accountability. Let me rest the case there. Let me just point one thing. After demonetization, after the 8th of November, we've had local body polls in Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Faridabad, Chandigarh. And tell me, Shiv, we've had a stellar show in each of these states, in each of the local body polls. So much for the opposition crying foul over demonetization.
Okay.
And I mentioned demonetization specifically because every opposition party has been gunning for the BJP on this respect, not to mention the fact that the 7% GDP growth announced a few days back has caught everybody on the back foot.
Okay.
And now what do they say? Oh, lies, damned lies and statistics.
Okay,
like
so
I said, numbers don't
you're
lie.
saying the Modi
And
wave
in
is
fact,
alive and
Moody's
well.
And
No,
the
that's an
CEO
interesting,
of the World
that's an
Bank
interesting
has
comment
come
you make.
out
I want to
and
take
stated
that
on
to Sanjay
record
Jha.
that
I
India
hope he's
is a
got my
shining
audio.
example that other countries need to
Sanjay, the
follow.
argument being made by Sanju Verma is that not only
I
is the
can hear
Modi,
you now.
not only is the Modi wave alive and well, but why not? Why can't the Prime Minister get out there and appeal to the people out there? She's also basically saying that this is an election. The Modi wave is alive and well, and at least as far as his personal reputation is concerned, he takes accountability, unlike Rahul Gandhi. That's what Sanju Verma is saying, Sanjay.
Shiv, let me tell you, the reason why Narendra Modi ji as the Prime Minister is campaigning in Uttar Pradesh is because he doesn't have a chief ministerial face. I mean, this is ultimately a party where they keep talking about having plentiful, leaders, but they actually have a talent deficit. But that's their internal problem. I also want to tell you that, I love the political arrogance of the BJP. Her forecasts, I'm willing to tell you, on the 11th of March, it's not just Uttar Pradesh that's going to give a rude shock to the BJP. There is Punjab, there's Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur. I would look forward to a conversation with the BJP counterpart of mine. But I want to make another point here, Shiv. Remember that the people of Uttar Pradesh are extremely alert and very savvy in terms of understanding where politicians come from. I remember in 2014, yes, it's true, the BJP did remarkably well, but you will be able to remember, Shiv, a few months later there were by-elections. And the BJP got routed in 8 of the 11 assembly.
Okay, no, I got your point. But Sanjay, I have a specific
let me tell you,
question.
I would request the BJP spokesperson
I get it.
to take a
I
deep
get
breath
what you're saying.
and wait a while.
I get what you're saying. The specifics are taken, the points are taken by both of you. But I have a specific question. Sanju, I'm just coming back to you after a brief question to Sanjay.
Let me come in here, please.
Brief question, then I'm going to bring you back into Sanjay.
Shiv, can I please come in?
Yes, Sanju, I'm coming back to you after a brief question to Sanjay. Sanjay, the Prime Minister is a popular leader. He does have mass appeal. The Uttar Pradesh election is a crucial election. He's getting out there. There is a blitzkrieg. I don't think the BJP is even denying that there is a blitzkrieg. The question is, by accusing them of being nervous, are these just simply, pre-voting day mind games, or is this something more substantive? Because it appears to be, if you're a popular leader with mass appeal, why not go out there and do a blitzkrieg? What's the big deal?
Well, let me tell you that Mr. Modi has a fundamental right to, campaign the way he wants to. I don't think we are objecting to that. But you see, what stands out, it's like a very, glaring, shall we say, fact that cannot be ignored, is that the Prime Minister doing road shows, parking himself over 3 days. His first road show was a virtual disaster. There were very thin crowds. Then he calls that a darshan. Piyush Goyal goes on record to say, listen, that was not a road show. He denies it, when the BJP Twitter handle said exactly the opposite.
Okay.
Now, why these flip-flops? You see, the message is very clear, that if the BJP loses Uttar Pradesh, which they are likely to do, Mr. Modi he cannot ask anybody for a performance appraisal if Varanasi itself becomes a clean sweep in the benefit of the opposition.
Okay.
Therefore, I think Mr. Modi has got enough reasons to worry. We understand their anxiety. Sanju Verma has got reason to feel anxious. I quite empathize with the predicament at this stage.
So that's one more word added to the whole, to what they're throwing at the blitzkrieg, Sanju Verma, which is that it's embarrassing that the Prime Minister is throwing so much and investing so much in the Varanasi fight. Sanju.
Okay, now I don't want to be interrupted because Sanjay Jha has got uninterrupted time to air his views. Let me remind him that yes, we have no qualms in admitting that we have a lot at stake, and why not? 403 seats, go into polls in Uttar Pradesh. So it's natural for every party to have the desire to win. And because we have the desire to win, unlike Congress or Rahul Gandhi, we don't vacillate between 44 and 42. 44 was your score in Lok Sabha 2014 and 42 was your score in October 2014 in the Maharashtra Assembly polls. Now, let me specifically remind you that in 2007 and 2012, Manmohan Singh went and campaigned in Gujarat, in Punjab and in Uttarakhand. In 2013, he even went and campaigned. He even went and campaigned in Adarsh Nagar, a Punjabi dominated area in Rajasthan. So it's not as if prime ministers have not put a lot of their personal equity at stake. This is not the first time it has happened. The only difference is that Narendra Modi, juggernaut, is steamrolling opposition, whereas Manmohan Singh could not even win an election. He does not even have an electoral victory to his credit. That is the big difference. And let me tell you one more thing. Narendra Modi is a prime minister who works for more than 20 hours a day. Unlike a Rajiv Gandhi who in 1987 took the services of India's premier warship INS Virat to go on a 10-day long holiday. This is a prime minister who puts his equity at stake and he delivers. There is no gap between deliverables and promises. Unlike a Rajiv Gandhi who pressed a submarine and a retinue of escort
that's a very specific comparison that's been made of number of hours being used.
So there's no point in even comparing Narendra Modi with any of the
Let me make that a specific question then for Sanjay Jha.
Sanjay Jha will have nowhere to hide. Sanjay Jha will have nowhere to hide.
What is being said to you right now by Sanju Verma is basically that the Congress is actually worried about an explicit resurgence and manifestation of the Modi wave in Uttar Pradesh, and therefore you're trying to preempt it, ridicule it, beat it down before it manifests itself. What would you say?
Well, Shiv, you're a seasoned guy and I'm sure you will know where I'm coming from here. But these were exactly the same words, very similar, which I was exchanging with BJP spokespersons before Bihar elections. I mean, before the Bihar elections, the words were juggernaut. The words were, we will destroy the Mahargathbandhan. They said, we will drive you to extinction. They said, Mr. Modi is now going to completely, do such a number that the opposition will cease to exist on the face of this earth. This kind of hubris is expected from the BJP. I think ultimately, madam, I think we should respect the people of UP. We have all fought a campaign. Good luck to you. You have fought a fierce campaign. So have we. And don't worry about hunger. You'll get to know the amount of hunger we have to win Uttar Pradesh. But the truth of the matter is, when Mr. Modi brought about this Kabristan and Shamshan issue, I think he basically told the people of Uttar Pradesh, I'm a worried man. I'm back to playing the BJP's old polarization game. I've forgotten. Madam, I didn't interrupt you. Let's be reciprocal. Let's reciprocate the gesture. Let's reciprocate the gesture. I didn't interrupt you. When the Prime Minister defies the Constitution of India and makes an anti-secular statement, I think these are symptoms, of panic. I think his spending 3 days in Varanasi hasn't surprised us. Actually, come to think of it, if you hear Mr. Akhilesh Yadav and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, they have actually expressed amusement at Mr. Modi's discomfiture.
Final comments from you both. I'm almost out of time. Sanju Verma, first to you, uninterrupted. Go ahead and tell us, would you agree? I think we can have consensus about the very high stakes here, and everything that we've been discussing this evening is proof of just how the stakes are really.
Shiv, let me tell you very clearly, assuming a hypothetical situation and the most pessimistic one, where BJP does not win the Yadav votes, BJP does not win the Muslim votes, BJP does not win some of the anti-incumbency votes, because this is not a general election but a state election with specific issues. Even then, if you look at the various polls that are doing the rounds, and if you even give them, a semblance of credibility, people say BJP may not get the 43% that it secured in the Uttar Pradesh assembly polls last time around, but it will still easily manage a 30% plus vote share.
Okay.
And the moment you manage to get a 30% plus vote share, you're romping home as the victor. Point number one. Point number two, the Akhilesh Yadav government has nothing to show besides the fact that it's the rape capital of India today. Between March and August 2016, 1,000 rapes took place.
Okay.
And I will mention the Bulandshahr rape because it happened just 5 minutes away from the Ghaziabad-Aligarh highway, which is shameful. And point number two, something which no media people are asking Akhilesh Yadav, forget about the law and order situation, which is pathetic.
That's
the
your
fact
point
of the
number
matter
three.
is that the central government gave Uttar Pradesh 15,000 crores under the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan last year. Despite that, do you know something?
Okay.
That's point number 5.
There are 4,500 schools with no drinking water or toilets.
No,
and
I
in
think
places like Mishri Bagh, 300 students are
the examples you're putting up are very specific, Sanju. I get them. You know, nobody's denying any of those. But
okay, the fact
okay.
that he will be booted out and routed out,
Okay,
and the fact that the Congress is just an appendage.
No, the aggression is
makes
definitely
it
a
all the more
manifestation of
hilarious.
precisely what I'm talking about. That this is more than just an election. There are personal reputations at stake. I think what both the BJP and the Congress can agree on is this. Final 40 seconds to you, Sanjay. Last comments.
Firstly, a correction. The National Crime, NCRB, the National Crime Research Bureau, says Madhya Pradesh is the rape capital state of India, madam. Get your facts right. Number two, and this is very critical. There are 70 odd MPs that the Bharatiya Janata Party had in the Lok Sabha. Shiv. Look what they have done over the last 3 years. I think Mr. Modi's entire spin. Please do not interrupt me when I talk, madam. Have some decency. Shiv, you need to stop her. She's extremely important.
You had a chance, Sanju.
She's extremely important.
Only 20 seconds more.
If you indulge in false
only 20
bravado.
seconds more, Sanjay. 20 seconds more.
Just look at this.
20 seconds more, and I've got to close the show in 20 seconds.
Yeah. So Shiv, the point I'm going to make.
Yes.
The point I'm going to make is, when leaders like Suresh Rana, Sanjeev Balyan, Sanjeev Balyan, Sangeet Som, Yogi Adityanath, Sakshi Maharaj, these are people who want to divide Uttar Pradesh.
Okay,
they are people who want to divide Uttar Pradesh.
I think that's point proven as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. We had, a supposition when we started this discussion. I think the aggression, the points that have been raised pretty much underscore what we're saying. There is so much at stake, so much more at stake than just political power. There are personal reputations at stake. There is accountability at stake. What's going to happen to the Modi wave? Is it going to come back and manifest itself in a bigger way? Is the Prime Minister's reputation right there on the banks of the Ganga? Thanks for watching, and thanks to both Sanju Verma and Sanjay Jha for joining us on the News Today. Coming up next, it's Gaurav Sawant on India First. We've got a big story on how Pakistan has nailed itself on 26/11.